Amy Boggs, the head of the Property Insurance Division of the Florida Trial Lawyers Association. It seems as though he's pointing the finger at attorneys for these added fees. How do you respond to that?
Right. Well, I think the problem here is that we have an insurance industry who has been able to run amok under this administration. They have proposed reform after reform, promising that this would reduce rates. For years now, they've had whatever they asked for at the legislative level, and we haven't seen rates go down. Instead, we've seen them go up.
Describe for me what your clients are facing, particularly those who are dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. What is the process to try to get reimbursed?
That's a great question. So I'll say, first of all, there is not a homeowner in the state of Florida who wants to be in litigation with their insurance industry or with their insurance company. So the idea that litigation rates are being promulgated by attorneys and that this is the real problem. People don't get sued and people don't want to sue unless their claims aren't being fully and timely paid. People come to my office. I have a couple right now that is still living in an RV from Mexico Beach, from Hurricane Michael 4 years ago. They waited 3 years to get an attorney, and their insurance company just went into receivership under the watch of David Altmeyer, our insurance commissioner, and Jimmy Petronas, our CFO.
So
we have really struggling.
Tell me, Amy, I want to understand this one-way attorney fee statute that he's referring to. What is that?
Yeah, so it's not really a one-way attorney fee statute. What the law says is, listen, if you have to sue your insurance company to get the benefits that you were rightfully entitled to under the policy to begin with, and you win that case, the insurance company has to pay the cost of getting the benefit of the bargain under the contract. This is a contract. There's no difference between this and any other contract that has an attorney fee provision in it. And so it's really meant to help homeowners, right? How could a homeowner fight, a State Farm, for example, in 5 years of litigation and experts and so forth, if they didn't have attorneys to represent them and have the insurance company pay the cost of being wrong? Let's remember that. They're wrong here. They lose the case. That's how they have to pay attorneys' fees.
So what's the fix here? I mean, the governor is saying he's going to call a special session to address this, to try to get people the help that they need after Ian. You're talking about a storm 4 years ago that they're still not getting the help. Where's the fix? Who needs to intervene? And how soon are we going to see something happen?
So what we need is some more accountability from the insurance industry. It's really high time that this administration look to the industry and say, what are you doing to get people timely and fully paid? If they're not timely and fully paid, we run into a situation where people can't rebuild their homes. They're living in RVs. That couple, by the way, has 8 children living in their RV. They can't rebuild, and then we get into a mortgage foreclosure crisis, and that could lead to, of course, a real estate problem as well. So the fix here is that we had 6 insurance companies go into receivership in the last year. Do you know how many of those have had a forensic accounting done where we actually figured out why they went into receivership?
Tell us.
0. None of those. And the 6 that went into receivership before that, ending in 2017, all involved self-dealing and mismanagement on the part of the insurance industry.
Well, and Amy, you bring up these people, they can't pay to rebuild their homes. How are they paying attorney fees?
Right. They can't pay attorney's fees. That's the whole point. And so the insurance company, if they lose and they drag the folks through years of litigation, they ultimately have to pay the piper for that.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.